ever get that feeling like you're trying to, I don't know, wrestle a straight answer out of one of those magic 8 balls? When you're trying to get an AI to, actually do something.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's a common feeling, and that's where this whole world of prompt engineering comes in.
Prompt engineering. Okay, so that's our deep dive for today. Getting AI to understand us, maybe?
Exactly. It's less about magic, like that 8 ball, and way more about clear communication. Think of it as, how do I put this? Like learning how to talk to AI in its own language, but fluently.
AI whispering. I like it. So we've got this article here about prompt engineering for generative AI. Can you unpack that for us? What does that even mean?
Okay, so generative AI, this is your chat GPT, those AI systems that could just whip up text, code, images, even music now. It's wild.
Yeah, it's like this whole other world of creation. But
Yes.
we're talking about controlling it, right?
Exactly. So prompt engineering is all about how we craft the input, that's the prompt, in a way that makes the AI give us the best, most accurate, what we actually asked for.
Okay, so we're basically giving it directions.
Yeah, like plugging in coordinates, but for creating stuff with AI.
Okay, I'm with you. And just like, with giving directions, are there different ways to do this whole prompt engineering thing?
You bet. Lots of techniques, and each one has like its own strengths depending on what you're trying to do.
Okay, cool. So what are some of these techniques? This article mentions something called zero-shot prompting, kind of intimidating.
It's actually the easiest one. Imagine, like, you ask the AI to tell if a sentence is, positive or negative, but you don't give it any examples first. It just knows.
So we're kind of testing its knowledge right out of the gate then. Like, all right, AI, show me what you got.
Exactly. Good for basic tasks. But, like, if you want to get more complex, that's where few-shot prompting comes in.
Okay, few-shot prompting. Now we're talking. So what's that all about?
It's like how you teach a kid. Like you show them, I don't know, flashcards, right?
Yeah.
3 different fruits before asking them what a new one is.
Oh, I see. So with few-shot prompting, we're giving the AI a few examples right there in the prompt to get it going.
Yeah, like, here's how it's done, now you try.
Okay, cool. So zero-shot, few-shot.
Yeah.
There's more, right.
Oh, yeah. When you really want to dive deep, see how the AI ticks, that's where chain of thought prompting comes in.
Chain of thought. CODE for short.
You got it. And with CODE, you're asking the AI to break down a hard problem into like these smaller, more logical steps.
So you're not just looking for the answer. You want to know how it got there.
Exactly. Like, remember those multi-step math problems? Show your work.
Makes sense. So it's about understanding the AI's process, not just taking its word for it.
Yeah, and speaking of, the AI getting things wrong, the article mentioned this thing called hallucination as a problem with CODE.
Hallucination, like it's seeing things. Is that bad? I mean, for the AI, not for us.
Well, clear throat. Not exactly. See, an AI hallucination is when it just makes stuff up. It tries to fill in gaps, but it can be, totally wrong.
So even AI can be a little too creative for its own good.
Interesting. Is there any way to keep it on track?
That's where React comes into play. It's a newer technique, really cutting edge, and it combines like reasoning with action.
React. So like, oh no, the AI is hallucinating. Time to react.
Nice. Not exactly, but I like how you think. React stands for reasoning and acting. Basically, we're giving the AI tools, information beyond just what it was trained on.
Okay, so it's not just thinking, it's doing. Like a little AI researcher.
You got it. And the really cool part is React was actually developed by, get this, researchers at Princeton and Google, so it's got to be good.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a pretty impressive pedigree. So how does it work?
It's got these 3 steps, right? Thought, action, observation. And it uses them to figure stuff out. Okay, break that down for me. Thought, action, observation.
Right. So in the thought phase, the AI is like planning its next move.
Yeah.
Figuring out what to Google, basically.
Oh, okay. So it's actually interacting with the real world.
Exactly. Then in the action phase, it's using those tools, that data, to, act on its plan. And then it observes the results and learns from them.
So it's constantly learning and adapting, just like us. That's actually kind of amazing.
It is pretty wild. And the best part is, because it's learning and using info from the real world, React makes AI way more reliable, which is a game changer for sure.
That's really incredible when you think about it. Now, I'm curious, the article mentions some like best practices for creating prompts. What should people keep in mind when they're, writing these things?
This might sound obvious, but clarity is key. You've got to use clear language, make sure you're giving the AI enough context, And don't be afraid to, give it examples.
Got it. So, like any good conversation, it's all about being clear and giving the other person, or in this case, the AI, enough to work with.
Precisely. And remember, it's a two-way street. You're both learning. So don't be afraid to tweak your prompts as you go, based on how the AI responds.
Experiment and iterate. I like it.
Exactly. It's all about finding what works best.
So it's like we've got this superpower now, this prompt engineering thing, but we got to know how to use it responsibly,
I
right?
hit the nail on the head. It's powerful stuff. And, well, like, Uncle Ben said, with great power.
Comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
I get it. So what kind of things do we need to watch out for when it comes to this prompt engineering?
Well, misuse is a big one, right?
Makes sense. I mean, if you can get AI to do all this amazing stuff, somebody's going to try to make it do not so amazing stuff too.
Exactly. We got to remember, at the end of the day, AI, it's a tool, like a hammer. You can build a house, or you can,
Yeah, okay, I get it. So how do we make sure people are using it for the right reasons? This prompt engineering, I mean.
That's the million-dollar question, right? It's on all of us, really. Developers, those making policy, researchers, even us, just using it.
So it's not enough to just write a good prompt. You got to think about the bigger picture too.
100%. We got to be aware of the consequences, good and bad. Like that old saying, with great power
Comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've established that one. Are there other challenges with this stuff? Prompt engineering stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Another big one is that AI, it doesn't stay still, right? It's constantly evolving, getting smarter.
Always moving the goalposts on us.
Kinda, yeah. That's why it's so important to stay curious, keep learning, never stop experimenting.
Keep up or get left behind. I like it. Okay, so we've talked about the downsides. What about all the cool stuff? Where's this prompt engineering really shining?
Well, it's changing the game in fields like data analysis, right? Say you're, I don't know, a financial analyst going through mountains of data.
Sounds fun.
Right. But prompt engineering, you can use that to help an AI find those little details, the anomalies, maybe some fraud, stuff you'd never spot otherwise.
So it's like having an AI detective helping you out.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's just one example.
Okay, give me another one. What else can we do with this stuff?
Customer service. Think about those chatbots, on websites.
Yeah, those things are always a little...
Basic.
Yeah.
Well, with good prompt engineering, you can make them way better. Handle all sorts of questions, give more accurate info, even personalized recommendations.
So less robot, more actual helpful assistant.
Exactly.
Oh.
Much better experience for everyone.
I can get behind that. What about writing, creating content? We talked about AI doing that, but how does prompt engineering fit in?
Imagine you need, I don't know, blog posts
Yeah.
every week, engaging stuff. Prompt engineering can help you guide an AI to create that, but not just any content, stuff that sounds like your brand that your audience actually wants to read.
So it's like an AI assistant helping you brainstorm, write better, maybe even make you a better writer yourself.
That's the goal.
Okay.
It's about working with AI, not being replaced by it.
Collaboration, not competition. I like the sound of that. So this prompt engineering, it's not just for the tech geniuses.
Not at all. It's a skill that anyone who uses technology can benefit from. And it's only going to get more important as AI gets, more integrated into our lives.
So, wow, we've covered a lot of ground here, from 0 to 60 on prompt engineering, all these different techniques, the good, the bad, it's a lot. But for someone listening, maybe thinking, okay, this is cool and all, but where do I even start? What's the one thing to remember when you're, first getting into AI and all this?
If I had to pick just one thing, I'd say go in curious,
Yeah.
ready to experiment.
Yeah.
Don't be scared to ask questions, to try stuff and see what happens,
Like getting in the driver's seat of a new car. You don't just read the manual. You gotta ride it to get a feel for it.
There you go. And keep in mind, there's no one right way to do this prompt engineering thing. It changes all the time.
Yeah.
The more you play with it, the more you'll understand how to get what you want out of it.
So less about the perfect prompt, more about seeing what's possible. Yeah.
Exactly. Think of it as a team effort. You and the AI. You're the director, guiding it to make something awesome.
Ooh, I like that. And for our listener who's now fired up, become the prompt master, any parting wisdom?
As you're diving deep into all this, remember, it's not just about AI giving you the right answers. It's about you asking it the right questions.
Ooh, that's deep. So it's not just about the AI, it's about us too. Huh?
100%.
Wow. This whole world of prompt engineering, AI, it's really something.
It really is, and it's only getting started.
Well, on that note, to everyone listening, keep exploring, keep experimenting, and keep asking those questions. We'll catch you next time for another deep dive.